Welcome to / back to Talking Swift. I'm Jess Rodolphe.
I'm Meggles.
And I'm Rubee.
And this was recorded June 9th, 2024, before the Eras Tour.
Yeah, because the Eras Tour is today.
I do think we should apologize for the absent episodes. If you listen to our last recording, we did say that we were going to be off for the next week, but then we had a lot of life stuff, and it's a little hard to schedule different time zones and stuff, so sometimes it's really hard to do a recording when life is getting in the way, so that's why we didn't have an episode last week either. But if you were following our socials, you would have seen that we didn't have one last week either, so if you're not following our socials, you definitely should if you want to see updates like that about if there's gonna be a missed episode, but we apologize.
Yeah, we've all been busy. We've all had our own things going on. May was a really busy month for us, but we're back, and today is gonna be just all about getting caught up on all the stuff that happened since then. And I did not go through it, so this will be fine.
So much stuff.
So I guess the first thing that happened was, so we did talk about Travis with another interview during this event, but I didn't see this interview before our last recording. It was at his Kelsey jam, right? I think that's what this was. He was interviewed by someone else, and they asked him what his top 3 Taylor Swift songs were off the top of his head, and he said Blank Space, The Alchemy, and So High School.
Props for him keeping his number one. That's Blank Space.
Gonna say though, every time she sings Blank Space and he's there, she points to him when she says, "'Cause you love the player."
Yeah. Because that's his favorite line. He's always said that. So now, she uses that song in relation to him as well because he loves it so much.
Yeah, I think that was because she knows how much he loves that song, so she kind of goes a little extra for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was his favorite song before
they started dating.
Together too. So everyone was like, you know what? Props for keeping your number one spot instead of just being like, oh, my favorite song is about me after your number one.
And he listed them without a beat. He was ready.
Well, everyone was like, oh, that's so basic. Of course he said the songs that she wrote about him. And I'm like, bro, if Taylor Swift wrote a song about me, that would be my number one song forever. There would be no changing that. If it's not in your top 3, at least, I don't think you deserve to have a song written about you, in a nice way. A nice song written about you. I don't think you deserve to have it.
Yeah.
If you don't have it at least in your top 3.
Yeah. And then we also know a certain other person had been asked about that in the past, and he said he didn't want to go into it. And that was after the whole Lover album was written. Could have just said Lover easily, and that would have worked. But
or it could have just been like, oh, I just love the whole album so much. It's hard to pick.
Yeah, even that.
That would have been better.
Just I don't even want to go into that side of things. Okay, well.
He also helped write songs, so he could have said any of the songs he helped write too.
Yeah.
I've said that a lot, that he could have easily have said, oh, this one, I helped write it. I really like it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It just goes to show that I'm just really happy for her right now.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves this.
Happiness.
This kind of supportive love,
I saw someone say you can't find the right person if you settle for the wrong person. So if anybody out there listening thinks that it might not be the right person that you're with right now, you could have a person out there that's waiting for you to find them, and you're just stuck with the wrong person, right?
Yeah.
I've seen, there was a thing about Diddy and his ex. It was, don't let your boyfriend keep you from finding your husband.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that before too.
Yes.
And then this was Kylie did a speech.
Kelsey did a speech, yes. And I love how she started with, I know I'm not one of the top 5 Kelseys. And I'm like, are you counting Wyatt, your child above you? Because I can't count 5 Kelseys without counting you.
Well,
there's Travis.
Yeah, there's the parents.
Ed.
And the parents, 4. Right?
Yeah, and the parent. That's 4. If you count her daughter, that's 5. So I'm like, Kylie, Kylie, you are definitely a top 5 Kelsey.
What else did she say in it? Because I didn't see anything else about this. Do you remember? You're the one that goes.
It was so long ago.
A while ago.
I just remember that a lot of people were saying it was a really nice, actually inspiring speech, and I just thought after
she talked about
someone else's speech.
Yeah.
She talked about how the beauty of society is being unique, and it would be boring if everybody thought exactly the same. She knows people are going to be asking what's next, and pretty much saying no one has their life figured out. You just have to go with it. That it was important to stay true to herself and be authentically me.
Yeah.
So she gave a really nice speech about pretty much countering everything.
That's a nicer speech than someone else.
Yes. But she's a very beautiful speaker. I highly recommend listening to her speak. She's amazing. I love her. Her and Jason are so cute.
And then some weird things happened on TikTok, which I still don't know what it was about because now this is so far back that clearly
we didn't know what was happening.
She's been slowly doing stuff social media
she
wise.
removed certain songs that were pinned on her TikTok from the torture post apartment and then added new ones eventually. So people think that the new ones she added might be new singles that are coming, but I don't know. And then at one point, Taylor Nation had their profile picture removed from TikTok and then it came back.
Oh, right.
I don't know.
But she has been slowly progressing more and more into color on Instagram on her grid. And so she's still been continuing with that because it's from black and white slowly getting more color. And her grid is almost aligned, apparently. Apparently, whenever her grid on Instagram is aligned, it's before something big happens, or I don't know. That's what people are saying. So it's really close to being aligned.
Usually when it's aligned is when she announces something that's gonna take up 9 photos, like a new album cover or something big, like the Eras tour. I'm just saying, June 18th music video. I'm convinced.
And then also people are clowning for June 13th as well. Wait, isn't that this Friday?
Thursday.
There are many dates people are clowning for that are coming up.
That's her first night in Liverpool.
Oh, yeah. The 13th is her first night in Liverpool. Yeah.
I just want to point out, though, my theory of June 18th still seems pretty solid because isn't it a Wednesday and she's doing a random Wednesday show? Tuesday. It's a random Tuesday and she's doing one show in Cardiff and it is on June 18th.
On Tuesday?
Yep. It's the only show in Cardiff before she goes to London on June 21st. And
that's
I just
really
want
weird.
to point out for all you Doctor Who fans, Cardiff is where they filmed Doctor Who. So
I didn't know she was only doing one show there, though. I knew she was going there before London, but wow, that's really weird.
It's on June 18th.
Oh, but the other thing, okay, one more clown thing before we get back to news. The other thing is Liverpool was where she filmed the Speak Now TV music video, right? I Can See You.
Oh.
Last year. Right?
I think so.
I think it was in Liverpool.
There's so many clowning theories out right now that we're just really far behind on the news,
so
we'll get there eventually.
Back to news.
So Gypsy Rose Blanchard did an interview, and in it she said how she believes she was the inspiration for the song Fresh Out the Slammer on Tortured Poets Department.
Because she just got out of prison.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know who Gypsy Rose Blanchard is,
she is a woman who suffered from Munchausen by proxy, which if you don't know what that is, it's essentially medical abuse from a parent or somebody who's in charge of you, and eventually she killed her mom. Yeah, so she was in jail for helping arrange kill her mom because they couldn't prove she did it, but she did it with a boyfriend. So he, I think, got the full charge of murder and she got something else. It's very complicated. It's hard to simplify it.
Yeah.
If you are interested in it, I highly recommend looking into what Munchausen by proxy is. It's very eye-opening. Yeah, because there's Munchausen and then Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Munchausen is making yourself sick.
Yeah.
And Munchausen by proxy is making somebody else sick.
Yeah. So I don't know the credibility of this, but it kind of went everywhere that Taylor Swift reportedly had a meeting with Marvel boss Kevin Feige, I don't know how you pronounce it, to discuss a role in Marvel. People were thinking it was going to be the Dazzler in Deadpool 3, but then I saw another theory after this post went viral about her having an apparent meeting, that she was apparently being considered to star in a TV show called The Blonde Phantom, which is like a 1950s spy show taking place in Las Vegas. But
yeah,
I agree with everyone in the comments that was basically like, girl does not have time to star in a TV show.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to mention that. It would be way more realistic for her to do a little cameo in a movie than to do a full TV show.
I don't know. Like someone credible was spreading that around or something, though.
And also, she's not really like an actor.
No, it doesn't really make sense, but someone came out and said that as soon as people were like, oh, she's meeting with him to discuss Dazzler, then they came back with this.
Yeah, it was going everywhere.
But I also feel like if she was in Deadpool 3, wouldn't that have been filmed already?
Yeah, it would have been filmed.
It wouldn't, like, the meeting wouldn't make sense for that either.
That's a good point.
Know. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. People are really disappointed because they think that means no Dazzler, but I don't know. I think we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. I agree. Like, she's so busy. How could she star in a show? But I don't know.
Because Deadpool 3 releases in July 26th in Canada. I don't know when it releases in America.
So that would have been filmed a long time ago.
So yeah, that would have been way done and filmed already.
They were filming last year.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on or if any of this is even true. Don't know if Taylor's going to be in the Marvel universe at all, but it just keeps coming up randomly. I'll just see it on my feed and I'm like, what the heck? So we'll see. And then Charlie Puth, again, tagged her in a post on his Instagram when his new song came out called Hero. And he said, I've never put out a song like this before. It's very different for me, but I want to thank Taylor Swift, and tagged her Instagram, for letting me know musically that I couldn't keep this on my hard drive any longer. I don't think he has any beef with the line and Tortured Poets, so everyone can stop going after her for that. He clearly has no problem with it, so...
Yeah, everyone's always trying to create beef. Oh, that's right. 1989 TV was ranked at number 18 on Apple Music's top 100 albums. Mm-hmm. So it was in the top 20.
Just saying, June 18th. There's that 18 again.
18.
That wasn't her.
Yeah, that wasn't her. She can't control where they rank her albums.
Tay Voodoo somehow works out, but...
So they made this mural in Liverpool of Taylor Swift.
I've seen a lot of cities doing really cool stuff.
Yeah, but this is crazy, though, that they made a mural before her arrival.
I wonder if it's going to stay up or get painted over for something else like in the future. So, Simone Biles is a really big Olympic gymnast, and her next like big floor routine that she came out with, people kind of lost their minds because she did Ready for It as the music for the choreography. That's it.
Oh, right. Another remix drop. Oh, the Blondish. Oh, that's right.
What do you guys think? Did you listen to the remix?
I didn't listen. I don't go out of my way to listen to remixes, okay? Because they're not really my thing typically.
So I listened to it because I do like some remixes. They're pretty good. But it was the most boring, no offense to Taylor, but the most boring remix I think I've ever heard of a song. Like a pop song. It was basically just the song got sped up slightly faster. And then there's just a constant beat in the background. But there was no, like, build up to a bass drop or switching up the beats or anything. It was just, like, a constant beat. And the song it felt like it was, like, sped up just, like, a little bit. And that was it. And I was like, this is really boring. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. I didn't think it was very good. I listened to it once just so I could listen to it and then have never put it back on. But then people were also speculating that it was her kind of, like, slap back at the whole Billie. I don't know if you guys talked about this last time because I was late to the news. But
I think.
Yeah. There's a whole, like, weird Billie, Eilish, Taylor Swift thing going on right now. So, because
crazy.
Billie's talked about all this environmental stuff and whatever, and kind of jabbing Taylor for not being environmental. Blondish, the artist that remixed this song, Fortnite, is an environmental activist on her page. And she founded like a nonprofit charity called Bye Bye Plastics to eliminate single-use plastics from music venues and events. So people think it was kind of like Taylor's way of...
This would have already been recorded before Billie Eilish released her album. And I just have to say, I saw something where she announced that her album was going to be released just like recently. Just like a couple months before or something like that. Like it wasn't announced like way ahead of time.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
I think it was mostly just a coincidence.
All of the things that people are saying Taylor is doing to try to block Billie Eilish, I feel like...
Oh, the whole blocking thing is stupid.
Taylor has everything like meticulously planned out to the date because of her Easter egg thing. So, like, all of this was already planned out.
I don't know. That's just what people were thinking.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to listen, it's the Fortnite remix.
I even heard other Swifties saying, oh yeah, it does seem like she's trying to block her or something. So that's why I'm like, what? They think that it's not her personally trying to block her, but her label or something. But I think that all of this is really planned out because she's like,
yeah.
But that's a whole thing going on. Twitter got crazy.
Oh, and then she had like a malfunction with her dress.
Oh, that's
and she was just
right.
like, you guys just talk amongst yourselves or something. I wasn't watching the live stream, but...
So her inner ear went out, and so they had to take off the surprise song dress, which kind of felt illegal to see, but she had the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart outfit still underneath so that they could fix her mic pack in the back.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I thought like the dress malfunctioned.
No, that's what I thought. That's what I thought while I was watching it. But yeah,
technical happened because you can see the guy came up to mess with the mic pack, and then she put the dress back on, and it kind of felt illegal to see how the dress goes on.
The video was super weird. I was like, I don't think I should be watching this.
Felt illegal. Like, I know it happened in public, but like it was I didn't want to see that. It was like behind the scenes that I didn't want at the moment.
Yeah, and then there was more Billie stuff. People were speculating because Kim Kardashian posted a thing of Billie's PR package of her new album, and like Billie reposted it. So everyone's like, that's just like, I think Billie's taking it a little bit more personally than Taylor is. I feel like she's the only one kind of like throwing stuff at Taylor's way. I don't think Taylor's doing it intentionally.
Yeah, and I think that she's kind of messing up her release herself by doing that, you know, because she's making it all about Taylor.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, you should hear my album. My album's awesome, you know.
Yeah, and then she had also said during an interview that doing a 3-hour show is literally psychotic and nobody wants that. Oh. She's like, you guys don't want that. I don't want that. I don't even want that as a fan. And I was like, she said, even my favorite artists, I'm not trying to hear them for 3 hours. That's far too long. That's literally psychotic.
That's like such a...
I'm like, mind your business. Let people do what shows they want to do.
Yeah, that's a really bad attitude.
Clearly people want Taylor's 3-hour long concerts. Clearly. It sells out stadiums constantly. I don't get why you're throwing like, doesn't make sense.
People also watch the live stream like every day. But also she threw shade about how long Tortured Poets Department was. About how many songs and the length of it, and someone pointed out Billie's albums never past like 40 minutes or something like that.
I remember that one too.
Oh my gosh.
Might be somewhere.
Like, why is she making it all about Taylor? That is just really bad PR there. Because like, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I liked Billie Eilish's music, and then with all this shade, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to listen to your new album.
It kind of gives like sore loser, like
Yeah.
like you're just jealous
It's a really
of someone else's
bad
success instead of just working on making yourself more success, like more, you know.
It's like
if you put that effort into yourself and your own music and stuff,
yeah.
Maybe you'd be more successful.
She's dissing Swifties. I don't know. I take that personally that she said I wouldn't want a 3-hour show, whatever. I am so happy that it is 3 hours long. Like,
It doesn't really feel like it's that long.
I wouldn't even be happy if it was longer, to be honest. Like, I'm not.
It's now 3.5 hours, by the way.
The amount of Swifties I saw tweeting out, if Taylor just constantly serenaded me, if that was a thing that could happen, I would do, like, I would pay for that. Like, she's like, if I just heard them listen to the alphabet, like.
I would sit there and watch her sing every single song she's ever written.
Seriously.
Yeah, people were like, if it was an entire Taylor Swift discography concert, we would sit there and listen to the whole thing, start to finish.
Obviously, if you wouldn't, even for your faves, then that means you just don't like their music as much as the Swifties like Taylor's music.
Are you just saying you don't have an artist that you like at least 3 hours of their content? Because that's kind of how.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man.
In that case, that's a little sad.
Yeah.
Someone also asked if Billie even has 3 hours worth of content to sing at a concert right now, which was kind of funny. I don't know if she does. I don't really listen to her a whole lot, so.
I've liked her music, but yeah, this is just kind of bad taste. It just comes across.
Yeah, I like her voice, but yeah, like I said, after that, I didn't know if I wanted to listen to the new album.
Yeah. What is this?
This was the acoustic Live from Paris, the 3-song.
Right! That was so weird.
She needs an acoustic album because I need to hear the rest of these mashups on a professional recording. Like, I need the surprise songs in the last, like, couple weeks. I need them all on Spotify. So she released the Live from Paris collection, which people thought maybe she was going to redrop the Lover Live from Paris vinyls because that's a huge thing that a lot of people are searching for right now for merch, but that didn't happen. But she dropped LOML as the surprise song. Then she dropped the My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys and the Alchemy mashed up with Treacherous. Those are the 3 digital drops that she had. It was only on the American site from what I saw. If anyone has any more information on that. I just know it wasn't on the Canadian site. But it's fine. They just have a thing with Canadians for some reason, but all it wanted was I wanted a whole acoustic album after hearing those 3 songs.
Yeah, and it goes to show that she does have a way of producing her surprise songs. So,
please, Taylor.
Come on, give us more. So Patrick Mahomes did an interview, and one of the questions was somehow related to Travis and Taylor, I think. And actually, Patrick Mahomes said that he's the one that kind of encouraged Travis to go for it with Taylor. And he's the one that invited Travis to the Eras tour, the first one that they went to. He's the one that was like, oh, come to the concert with me or whatever. And so he said he kind of likes to take credit for being kind of a matchmaker.
Everybody just wants to take credit for this.
I think it's Travis's credit, if I'm being honest. I think he deserves the credit.
I mean, yeah, because he didn't have to. She
literally said that she started talking to him because he put her on blast of like not being able to give her the friendship bracelet or something.
Yeah, but that's what
like,
Patrick Mahomes is saying, that he took him to the concert, which is when he made the friendship bracelet. So if he hadn't been invited to the concert, he might not have done that. Basically, is what Patrick Mahomes is saying.
Okay.
People are also wondering, how did they get in contact if it was Andy Reid, because Taylor knows Andy from when he coached the Eagles, or maybe it was Jason because she knows Jason because she is an Eagles fan.
I don't know.
I don't know what these bracelets are. That
right.
You guys who've been to the shows can kind of go into what the purpose of
we
these
didn't get those
are
at my show.
Or do you know what they are? Like, do you know what they are though?
I think they're floor bracelets.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the VIP
floor.
bracelet.
I think you get them if you're a VIP. So that's why I didn't get mine, because I was not a VIP. I was up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, I don't have a picture of the other one, but they first had like a debut inspired one.
They have a
and
debut
Taylor Nation
one.
retweeted it and it was like, "Oh, your debut inspired bracelet," and everyone was freaking out because they were like, "Why are you bringing this up?" And then the next night it was black with like snakes.
With snakes, yeah.
So people were like, "What is happening?" Spoiler alert, nothing really happened, I don't think.
Well, I've also seen that there are bracelets inspired by all of the albums, or like more than just these two. But
those were just the first two, I think. So everyone was freaking out.
I do have to say though that these are the only ones that Taylor Nation tweeted about. So Taylor Nation is trying to clown us.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. And then I think this is just in America, but the Justice Department filed a lawsuit on behalf of fans being able to go to concerts without a monopoly. So it talked about Live Nation, if Jess knows more about it.
I do know more about this. So Live Nation is Ticketmaster. They are also StubHub, which are the only two ways you can buy tickets.
I didn't realize they were both.
Yeah. Live Nation is the parent company that is owned by Ticketmaster, so that they own StubHub, which means they have a monopoly on ticket sales, which is illegal. Or at least it used to be illegal to have a monopoly. So during the whole debacle, Taylor, I believe, filed a lawsuit about this fact that the tickets were being resold at a higher price than she okayed because they were selling them on their other site. Yeah. And so they are making it that they have to be broken up, that they cannot be a monopoly anymore. They used to be separate entities, and then Live Nation bought StubHub.
So are they like forcing Live Nation to sell one of the companies, basically?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good.
If it goes fully into effect, then they have to break up the companies. They cannot be owned by the same parent company because monopoly.
Yeah, because then they're like, they have every reason to let bots get in and buy the tickets because they own StubHub and they want the money from StubHub as well. So it's like, that's why the whole ticket fiasco was such a big thing, because of that.
Why wasn't this done like so much earlier?
Because
I know it takes time, but
also, while it is knowledge that Live Nation owns both, it wasn't exactly very talked about knowledge.
Yeah, like common knowledge.
Yeah, but
and the pandemic kind of made people forget. And then the Eras Tour happened, and then everybody remembered.
And everyone and the whole ticket fiasco happened, and it got a lot of attention.
And then Lisbon had a standing ovation that was so long that they turned the lights on, or something like that.
So the standing ovation wasn't that it was so long. They wanted Taylor to be able to see them giving the standing ovation, so they turned the lights on so she could see it for the first time.
Oh. Okay. She's never been able to see it before?
No. So somebody got engaged the other day, and it's been daylight in Edinburgh.
I did see that video, yeah.
Yeah, and she said that she's never been able to see the audience because normally it is dark. So she never saw the standing ovation because it was always dark.
I would cry if Taylor said something about my proposal in the audience. Like, I bet they were freaking out.
Yeah, I saw the video of it happening because
I saw the video of her talking about it on stage.
I saw the other perspective behind the people getting engaged facing.
Okay.
So
I saw Taylor talk about it, and then 3 videos later, I saw the engagement.
It was cute. Oh, right. New Heights was on ESPN.
Yes, New Heights is now airing on ESPN. It looks like they're airing the reruns between other content. So that was really cool to see Travis on the TV while I was having dinner.
Wow. Huh. So they're actually on
pretty awesome.
The channel.
On TV, yeah. We were watching, I believe it was the Ranger game was getting ready to play. And I kept seeing Travis and Jason I think this has been in the works for a bit. They are, especially because Jason now is doing, I think, Monday Night Live or Monday Night Football. I forget which football show he's now signed on now that he's retired. Right. So ESPN, of course, is always looking. They also, ESPN fired all their social media content creators. They had a lot of like TikTokers and stuff on staff. So they needed new content.
So the boy that got the hat in Sydney, that got the 22 hat in Sydney, did this really cute performance to 22 using the hat. It was really cute.
Oh,
it's like a dance.
That's so cute.
It was really cute. And then more debutation stuff.
Okay, yeah, so that is what I was, because that was after the second one where the reputation coded bracelets came out like, the next night, and people were like, what the heck? Like, why is it debut a reputation? And then Taylor Nation was like, she's referring to the albums that 2 of the wristbands were inspired by, and then everyone's like, oh my god, Deputation. But it was interesting that they pointed out those 2 specifically, which I think is what you were saying, that they only commented and retweeted about those 2.
And then
just a response from Travis about the whole Kickers speech.
Harrison Butker.
I don't remember his actual last name. I didn't want to say that. So
Harrison Butker's speech.
Basically, if you watched Patrick Mahomes' response to it, him and Travis had a very similar response, which people were just thinking is like kind of a really big PR response, like they didn't want to talk badly about a teammate sort of thing. So it was very like...
I know Swifties were upset with how Travis responded, but he does have to work with the guy.
Yeah.
They are under contract together. He can't start drama.
He can't. No.
Publicly. Yeah. At least not right now. Like maybe if they're not on the same team anymore, he can. While they are on the same team, he cannot badmouth a teammate publicly. That would not look good on him and could actually cost him deals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a unit, right? So if you go and start causing drama, because Patrick Mahomes had the same sort of, it was very similar, like sounded like it was scripted by the same person sort of thing. It was basically, to sum it up, that they did not share the same views, but he's a really nice guy, and like...
I think it was
he's something like that.
PR.
That's what everyone was saying.
It was the team's PR manager who wrote their things so that they seemed like a united front.
Yeah.
People saying it was a very PR response.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then people were also
like, I don't have his views, like, but you know, he's a good guy from what we've, like, I don't know him that well, but like that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And then people were also upset with Jason's reaction too.
Was it similar? I didn't see his.
Well, they were joking about it on the New Heights podcast, and some people took the joke wrong or something, because they were talking about it. I don't remember exactly the wording, but he said that Kylie was mad about it. And then he was like, and then I told her to get back in the kitchen or something.
Oh.
It was like, that's obviously a joke about that like,
so clearly
how ridiculous that is. That's obviously trying to point that out.
Especially because if you know Kelsey, she probably threw a shoe at him for saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that was, like, making satire out of the speech, basically. Like, I would not be taking that seriously, and I don't think Kylie would be taking it seriously if he said that to her. She'd be like, the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah, she would turn around and be like, what'd you say? And be like, sorry, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that people just wanted more from them, but it's like, come on, Travis has to work with him. Like Jess said, he's under contract. And so they can't go into it too much on their podcast because of that. Even Jason, because then Travis would be left out. Like, he can't go into it. So
it could also cost Travis sponsorship deals if he starts causing drama.
Yeah.
And didn't Travis change, like, Wyatt's favorite song to The Man, like, right after this happened? So, like, a lot of people are speculating that was his way of saying something without saying something.
Yeah.
You can take that as you want, but some people were like, hey, maybe this is his way of slipping in his opinion without being able to actually say anything.
What is this one?
Oh. So, I don't know if you guys knew anything about this, but there was like a whole meme that Taylor was hiding in the cleaning cart, like, to go to the stage.
Yeah, they take her.
It's not a meme. We know it.
No, we know it.
People speculate from the beginning, and then it just became more and more obvious. And then a video came out that someone like videotaped her coming out, and everyone's like, "Yeah."
I feel like there's been a video of it, like last year too. But yeah, she's taken to the stage in a cleaning cart so that you can't see her. So Taylor Nation has been very chaotic lately on Twitter. Well, more lately. An insane amount. At least Swifties are saying this. And a lot of Swifties are over it, apparently. I'm not saying I am, but that's what a lot of Swifties are saying, that Taylor Nation is a bit too much. And they're kind of sick of seeing them.
I just saw that they were getting annoyed with the Taylor Nation because they seem to be retweeting the same 20 people every night or whatever. And so I did kind of go back to kind of like see if that was true. And there were a couple names, like usernames, that were retweeted several times over like a few days. So there seems to be some truth in that. So people are thinking that there's someone from the Swiftie Twitter community that is a part of Taylor Nation that is just like retweeting their friends or something. I don't know.
Well,
that's what people are speculating about, why it's like the same people getting retweeted and there's no point in trying to get a notice anymore and all this stuff. I don't know.
What I saw was that people are fed up with Taylor Nation, and that kind of makes me a little sad because like I like when they're chaotic. I don't know. That's just me, but I like when they're a little chaotic.
I've also seen a few people saying that since people have been saying all that stuff, they've been tweeting less. Like Taylor Nation's like drawn back and been tweeting less. So I've seen a few people saying that like we bullied Taylor Nation into like not tweeting anymore, and Taylor hasn't tweeted or like been on Twitter like at all in a while. And it's like we're gonna lose social like contact with them soon. We're only down to a couple more that they still post on and all that.
But these are just mean sometimes.
I think there's just a part of the fandom that's just never gonna be happy. No matter what you do. Which is unfortunate. Like no other artist has a equivalent to like a Taylor Nation. I don't think. Is there any other artist that really has a thing like that?
No.
It's like they're already giving us
so much.
Calm down.
But I mean, I guess that's partly why the parasocial relationship gets out of hand, is because we feel so close to Taylor because she gives us all these things that make us feel close to her.
Yeah.
But it's still, you know, it's good to have a balance, but I am grateful that we have those things. You know what I mean? And then this family, I forget. I'm afraid.
So Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were at the Eras tour. I don't remember what night it was, but when Taylor was singing, I think it was in Betty. Madrid. I don't know them very well, but
it was when they were in Madrid.
When she sings the Inez line, they pointed to Inez, and people thought it was really cute.
Yeah, it was really cute. Them dancing to the songs and stuff. It was really cute. They've talked about before that she's just like Aunt Taylor to them. It's so cute.
Imagine having Taylor Swift as an aunt. Oh my god.
I know.
And Blake as a mom and Ryan as a dad. Like, just, those kids are so lucky.
I think Ryan said that before they realized she was Taylor Swift, she was first like an aunt to them. So it was like, then it was the realization of, oh my gosh.
Imagine just growing up and she's just Aunt Taylor, and then like later you're hearing all this stuff about Taylor Swift, and then you're just like, my aunt is Taylor Swift. What? That'd be wild.
So cute. Oh, right. And then she dropped these 2 more variants.
On June 1st, she had and these were physical CDs. There was another Tortured Poets with the bonus track of Guilty as Sin as acoustic, and then the other one was a Down Bad acoustic version.
And they were both $8.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were a little bit more expensive, and they were up for 48 hours.
And the other ones were $6. So it's really strange. I feel like these numbers are on purpose because that's really weird because it's the same amount of songs. And the other ones were acoustic too, right?
There was, but Daddy I Love Him was an acoustic one, yeah. I think that was the only other acoustic one. People are also noticing that in the acoustics, there was the white one for But Daddy I Love Him, then now there's the gray one for Guilty as Sin, now there's a beige one for Down Bad, and so now we're missing a black acoustic variant.
So weird.
For the 4 color.
So weird.
I don't know.
What are you doing, Taylor?
I also just don't have any more money to give her, so...
And it was 1:59 p.m. Eastern, too, which is also strange that it was 59.
Yeah, well, because she used to do a few drops... They did a few drops at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so there's like a thing with 2 p.m. So I think... Did something else drop right after
when
this?
she was doing the 2... When she was doing the 2, everything was at like 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. So it's weird that it switched to 1:59. That's very
I don't know.
Strange.
I wish I had some answers, but I am not Taylor.
Maybe we will get them one day.
I don't know if you guys remember the video. I think it was like sometime last year when Travis tried to get on the mic and then
on the podium.
Patrick was like, no, and like pushed him away.
When you win the Super Bowl, you get to meet the president, and Secret Service warned Travis they would tase him if he went for the microphone, and he did go for the microphone, and Patrick quickly pulled him away so his teammate would not get tased. This time, Biden offered Travis the microphone.
It's really funny though, because I saw a lot of people saying that they thought it was security that pushed him away the year before. They didn't realize that it was Patrick being like, no. But
it's also interesting to note Travis was seen leaving with a document with a seal on it, and it's a security seal that only people who are allowed to be close to the president or VIPs get.
Wow.
Biden's trying to be friends with the boyfriend of Taylor Swift. That's all I'm saying. He knows who's running the world right now.
He offered him the mic. And then didn't Travis say, I was told I would be tased if he said something about that on the mic.
I think it was like 2 cents. He said something else, and then he's like left or something. Yeah. He said something about good morning people or something.
Yeah, but then he also said, I was told I would be tased if I was at the mic, so I'm gonna step back or something like that. That's so funny.
Man.
He's
that guy is such a
yeah.
And then if there's no Taylor in Deadpool 3, then this means that Marvel and everything has just been Swiftie baiting even further, because there was a People magazine cover that came out with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman interview or something.
So actually there's 3 magazine covers because I've seen them. It is the one with the 2 of them on it together, and then there are 2 separate ones with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman on their own.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that there's 2 other ones. But the one where they're together, they each have a hand that come together to make the heart hands. And then Ryan has a stack of friendship bracelets on his wrist. So I swear, if she's not in this movie, they have some explaining to do, because that's just rude. They're just baiting Swifties to buy out the box office at this point. So hopefully they don't let me down. Are they doing any sort of fist bump? Okay.
If you connect them, they do a fist bump.
So not Taylor related, the other 2.
Then why didn't they do a fist bump for this one? That makes it even more weird.
The friendship bracelets is what sealed it for me, because I'm like, why did you put the friendship bracelets in there?
Yeah.
Okay, with glove. Deadpool's got his Deadpool and the Wolverine. Okay,
because they interviewed each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it now. The Ryan Reynolds interview by Hugh Jackman, the Hugh Jackman interview by Ryan Reynolds. Mm-hmm. There's still friendship bracelets on Ryan's wrist in that one, though.
And they're doing
underneath the glove.
They should have just been doing the fist bump.
No, but where the fist bump one with Ryan Reynolds with his glove on, you can see a friendship bracelet underneath the glove.
Really?
So he's still wearing it in that one.
Deadpool would be a Swiftie, let's face it.
That's true.
He would be. He's wearing a shirt in one of the other movies with her cats on it, I think. because someone pointed that out.
Yeah.
I'll have to rewatch the second one. I just rewatched the first one and didn't see.
I can find the picture 1 second. It's Olivia and Meredith.
Oh.
I found it. I'll put it in the bottom. It is Deadpool 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Yes.
Because the first one, that's the end credit scene. In the first one, he's doing Ferris Bueller.
Anyway, so people are like, yeah, so I think Deadpool is definitely a Swiftie. He's got her cats right there on his shirt.
You want to talk about the next Ryan Reynolds thing, Rubee?
So after those magazines came out, Ryan has an Instagram story that went up, and people were kind of sus of it because it's black sunglasses with a golden snake on the one side. And people were confused what the other side was. It, like, kind of looks like maybe a heart with, like, flames or something out of it. Which...
It's a crown. King of my heart. That looks like a crown to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, people were speculating what the other one was, but people were clowning for Rep TV because the snake and just adding on to the other Rep stuff.
And then Taylor wished Happy Pride Month in Lyon.
Yeah, during the You Need to Calm Down set. So people were all happy about that.
I know I was watching that, but I was watching it on a really grainy live stream, I think, so I didn't hear properly.
Oh, yes. So this is when Taylor came out with the double orange 1989 outfit, which was her first mismatched outfit, which was her 12th show.
Her 12th.
Yeah, coming back.
Her 12th Eras Tour 2, right?
And if people believe the Lost Theory album, Karma would be TS12, and it's supposed to be orange. And then Taylor Nation retweeted the double orange outfit saying, seems like it's a first for this with the orange heart. So people kind of went crazy with that.
Yeah.
And thought it was very sus. I don't know if Jess has anything to add about that.
I mean, them saying it's a first for that, it would be the first time this album has been seen. I believe it was orange.
And since then, she has not matched up any of the tops and bottoms since.
Yeah.
That was the one and only time she's done it so far, which
and it
is
was
extra stuff.
orange.
And it
My
was orange.
speculation is she will match when she announces Rep TV. That it'll both be green.
Yeah, that's my
yeah,
speculation too. I had that theory too. When she comes out in all green, we still haven't seen a green skirt yet.
No, that's the only thing we haven't seen.
That's what I keep guessing. I keep guessing new skirt because I want a green skirt.
I've also been doing that the past like 3 times, which is why I'm doing really bad in Mastermind. But it's fine. We're not going to talk about that right now. Oh, and then she did some, like, people went nuts over this during,
oh, right.
when she said you can make me a drink. She, like, put her tongue out and was drinking rainwater.
She plays in the rain when it's a rain show.
Which is so funny.
It's just really cute. She does really cute things when it's raining.
I'd love to see a rain show.
I know. Oh my god, her hair. Her hair is the best during a rain show.
I think the last show, her hair was still, like, pretty straight during Karma, and people thought it was so weird, because they're like, her hair is never this straight by the end of the show, but I guess it's just really cold, where they currently are.
Cold in
so it's just not curling, so it's just like, it looks so weird, her hair's still straight, I feel like this is wrong. And then in a new Instagram story of his, Aaron Dessner wore a friendship bracelet with Robin on it, and I guess someone gave it to him in Milan.
Aww.
So that was cute. And I understand that now because someone explained to me what Robin was about. I was like, oh, that makes more sense. That was the one that I didn't get on my own at all. And then the next one is, like, kind of Taylor Swift related, but it's about Sabrina Carpenter. In a month, she went from 59th in the world on Spotify to 29th in the world. And I believe last time I checked, she's 22nd now. Wow. And people are saying that's, like, the Taylor Swift impact.
Yeah.
She kind of, like, massively blew up after Taylor kind of brought her in. I loved her before, but she took a massive jump in the Spotify rankings.
I didn't even know that Can't Blame a Girl for Trying was her until recently, but I always loved that song, so I did like her before too, but I didn't know that's who it was.
Yeah, once you listen to her music, you realize she's kind of been all over TikTok for a while.
She's got a lot of like TikTok viral songs, but people just don't realize that it's like all the same person.
Yeah.
And then in London, Taylor attended a cabaret play that Cara Delevingne was in.
I love her.
I love the outfit that Cara has for the play. It looks really cool. I have no idea what this play is.
Cabaret?
I don't know.
I'm not a Broadway person. It sounds musical. Familiar.
I am.
It's a musical
I don't know
that takes place during World War II in a cabaret club.
Okay. Anyways, apparently Taylor was there attending the show to support her.
Yeah, there's a picture of them like backstage in her dressing room, I think.
Yeah.
After or before. I love her so much. You're
on Your Own Kid is now tied with Maroon for the most replayed surprise songs. They both have been played 6 times each. And everyone's like, girl, just add them to the set list. But I'm like, it's already so long, guys.
There's one more song to hit 6 times, and then we have another 18, I'm just saying.
Oh, are there any that she's played 5? I can't think of other ones that she's played that much. What If, Could Have, Should Have, I think she's played 3 times now. So that one's kind of close. Because she played Would Have, Could Have, Should Have again this week. Did she mash it with anything? Now I can't remember. I'm totally blanking.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, yeah. I haven't updated the surprise songs for this weekend yet. It was with Daylight, I believe. That was when she got the hand cramp.
Right. Oh, she did say something interesting before playing it, too. She said something about it being where she's at in her life or something. I don't know. It was interesting. And then it was interesting that she went into Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda after saying that. It was just weird. I've been watching every show live except the Madrid ones I didn't watch live. But I've been watching every show live, so I've been taking note of that. So there's new openers announced for the London shows. This was really weird.
I don't know either of these artists, so
either. There's like 3 of them, right? There's 3 other artists added to the openers.
Are they all opening collectively each night, or is like one opening one night and whatever?
I have no idea. It just seems really weird that they were added. Are they added for the June London shows too? Because that's really last minute too. And I saw someone saying that it was in addition to Paramore too. So it's like, what? Why is she having so many openers for London? It's just interesting. It's Benson Boone, Griff, and Met. I don't know who any of them are, so...
Apparently Met is a co-star from Cats. It's one of her co-stars. I don't know who he plays.
Yeah.
Okay, so she said, thought this might be a fun time to announce the first group of opening acts I'll be adding to the London shows going on before Paramore.
Before Paramore.
But does that mean, like, together with Paramore?
No, that's before Paramore.
Yeah, no, it's her poster says with special guest Paramore, and then underneath it says Met, Griff, and Benson Boone all together.
Yeah,
but it doesn't specify who's. Oh, never mind. They have a symbol. So Met has a heart, so that means they're going to be on the 21st.
Okay, so
Griff has a star. Yeah, Griff's got a star, and the star is beside the 22nd, and then Benson Boone, I think it's a typewriter, but I can't really tell, it's really small, is for the 23rd. And those symbols are only one each on the 21st, 23rd. So I think they're just opening for one show each.
Yeah. That's so weird. Interesting.
And then there's 5 more London shows that don't have... Yeah. Like, they're literally just the first 3 shows and one each.
Yeah, because the other ones are in August. These ones were in June.
Ah, yes. I am seeing that now, yes.
So
the dates are,
It's really weird.
That is super weird. Anyway.
Maybe she just wanted to give them...
Like, she's a huge supporter of smaller artists.
Yeah.
So I think maybe she just wanted to give them, like, their moment and try to help boost them.
Yeah, maybe.
Then there's also a mural in South Korea for the Tortured Poets Department, which is a pretty cool one. Looks like it might just be like a picture, like a giant blown up picture.
It was in the,
like,
I think it was in mural. The train station or something like that. People are saying it looks like the rep cover, but it's the image from the Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah, it's definitely the Tortured Poets Department.
Oh, it is weird that it was spotted in South Korea, because that's not a tourist.
Did she have a show there?
No.
Did she have a show there at all? Like before?
No. She had Singapore, Tokyo. Were those the only 2 Asian countries? I think they might have been.
Hang on,
I try to track the Eras tour as much as I can, but I'm just really busy a lot, so I don't really.
Yeah, those are the only 2 she did in Asia.
Yeah.
She did Australia in the middle of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, interesting. Okay, and then
the Gillette Stadium had a new, is it poster? I don't know what those are in the Gillette. I don't know if they're posters or like canvases or what they are, but there's a new picture of Taylor that people found in the stadium. I don't even know where this is. This in like the back somewhere? I don't know where this is.
I don't know that stadium.
I've never been to Gillette.
Where is Gillette? I forget which one it is. Is that?
I honestly don't even know where it is yet.
It's in Massachusetts. Yeah, Massachusetts. It's the Patriots Stadium.
I guess people are joking around being like, wow, they love her there because they put up a new poster of her.
Yeah, because it's like between different athletes or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's during one of, it looks like it might be a rain show too.
Yeah, it is.
I was going to say, I think that was a rain show.
That definitely is a rain show. It might be one of the shows at Gillette too, because I think it rained part of the time that she was there.
It would make sense to be a show that she performed at that stadium.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the pink leather bodysuit and man jacket returned. Which
I was so happy.
People were thinking it was missing because it hasn't been seen since she came back. But now it's been seen, so it's in rotation.
They were my favorites, and I really thought we were never going to see Taylor Barbie again. But she's back. She's back, and I'm so happy. But my mastermind was not happy because I was not expecting the pink one to come back.
For those who don't know, I know a lot of Swifties know this already, but not everyone knows this. There's this game called Mastermind. It's in an app, Swift Alert app, and you can play it for each show and you can guess the different outfits and surprise songs and things like that. So that's what we're referencing when we say in Mastermind, because we've been talking about it today. I wanted to touch on that because we've never brought it up before. So
it is fun, and it's honestly like I'm really bad at it, but a lot of people get really high points, and I don't know how they guess everything right because I have no strategy. I just
I think
just make guesses. But
the most points I got, I think, in one show was 50. I think that was the most.
I've had a couple good ones. I think that's been over 50, but my average right now is like 30 points for the whole show, which is so bad. And then also the app is doing a thing, at least right now,
for today's show,
where the top points getter for the show, they have a giveaway and they win some sort of Swiftie merch. Today I think is a signed TTPD. I just realized I didn't even do it today, and I feel like the time's about to run out. I need to just
No, it's not going to run out yet.
Yeah, you still have like an hour.
You have like an hour, yeah.
Oh, good.
Don't forget to do it
Okay.
right after. Right after we do that.
My strategy yesterday was to guess all blue. My strategy today was to guess all pink. My game plan, and I'm sticking to it.
Then Billie Joe Armstrong, who is from, I forget what he's from.
Green Day.
That's right, Green Day. I knew it was some big band. Yeah, he's from Green Day. He went to the Eras tour in Lyon, and he said that it was a great production, great voice, great entertainer, great songwriting, crazy crowd. People have been shared with me some friendship bracelets. Thanks a million, Taylor Swift. My bracelets say, I don't know what they say. I can't read them.
One says sexy baby.
Oh, right. That's right.
Something
asshole outlaw. That's what it says. Asshole outlaw.
Is it? Because that doesn't
Yeah.
look like. Oh yeah, it is.
I remember seeing the tweet now. And then
Okay. I believe it's Big Ben. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm stupid.
Big Ben, yes.
That is Big Ben. Okay. So it's an advertisement for Capital Taylor's version, and there's like bracelets that fall on the Big Ben, and it spells out Capital Taylor's version. It says the UK's #1 Swift music station. So I guess it's just a radio station that plays Taylor Swift all the time.
Interesting.
But it's pretty cool advertising.
Yeah.
If you watch the video.
Vinyl variants and collector's edition CDs are back for a limited time. So they went back up on the store for
on the
like
American store, I think, yes, for 24 hours.
And it was again until 1:59 p.m. That's the second time doing the 1:59, which is strange.
Okay, I don't know if you guys have seen this clip, or like back maybe when it happened.
No, I watched it this time when it was going around.
Okay, so you guys have been in the fandom longer, so I wasn't sure if you guys already like knew about this video. But it resurfaced recently of Taylor talking about her one like teenage tantrum that she had, where she like screamed, "But Daddy, I love him," to her dad, I guess. It was resurfacing because obviously she has a song called that, and they were curious if maybe that kind of inspired the song. I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, right. And then first what happened was Lady Gaga, apparently there was someone commented or something about her being pregnant because of images or whatever, and she did a TikTok and she put "not pregnant, just down bad crying at the gym." And then Taylor commented on that. Can we all agree that it's invasive and irresponsible to comment on a woman's body? Gaga doesn't owe anyone an explanation, and neither does any woman.
Yes.
So, yeah. And that's personal to her right now, too, because people have been starting to comment again on Taylor Swift being pregnant. And it's like, why are we doing this again? Why are we?
It's really unfortunate.
She's said so many times that she doesn't like that. And she talks about it a lot in her documentary, Miss Americana.
So it's like she clearly saw the rumors that were going around, which makes me really sad.
Yeah, it is really sad. And the normal body like fluctuates. That's normal.
People have organs.
That's normal.
Also, women bloat.
Yeah, exactly.
Women, men, and non-binary bloat. You can retain water, especially during certain hormonal times of the month.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then I'm not sure what this is exactly, Rubee.
Oh, people are just joking because The Alchemy became the 13th song from Tortured Poets to surpass 100 million streams on Spotify, so people are joking, is Travis's number lucky 13 too, type of thing, with the whole Tay voodoo and stuff. I just thought it was funny. And then there was, I don't know what a tram is, but in Edinburgh, I think it's like a train or something, but it's like completely decked out in Tortured Poets color theme. It's almost like they put like a wrap on it that is just like all Tortured Poets.
Yeah.
We'll have a clip in the
one
channel.
That goes to the stadium, right?
I think so. And then also in Edinburgh, they renamed Loch Tay to Loch Tay.
Yeah.
Loch Tay.
I think it was very funny. And then also, Edinburgh did another thing for Taylor Swift. They've been putting friendship bracelets on the penguins' like little flippers at the zoo. And if you show them your Taylor Swift tickets at the Edinburgh Zoo, they'll give you 25% off zoo admission. And then you can go see the penguins with their little friendship bracelets.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to say that is a brilliant marketing scheme because it boosts the economy wherever she goes.
Yeah.
They probably understand that a lot of tourists are coming to Edinburgh to see the show. And what better way to encourage them to come see and support
the zoo,
nature and wildlife than to offer a discount to if you came out of town to see her.
It is a really good marketing strategy. I know that a lot of other places were getting mad that there were going to be so many Americans at their shows, but it does help boost the economy.
It really does. The New Yorker put out a review of Taylor Swift saying that she's compared to cultural giants like Disney or Marvel rather than other pop stars, and they said she spent 2 decades building the foundation of a fan universe filled with complex in-sequence narratives that have been contextualized through multiple perspectives across 11 blockbuster installments. She's not creating standalone albums, but rather a musical franchise. A common critique of Tortured Poets is that it's devoid of stylistic evolution with too many references to her previous albums, but the Swifties understand that these Easter eggs add another dimension to a song or story that they thought they knew.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, it's nice to see a a critic kind of finally say what we've been trying to say of like, she's not running out of things and copying her old out, like it's on purpose.
She's created a multiverse like Marvel. That's one reason that she's so successful, because that's a brilliant way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And then last night, not last night, but when this was posted, one of her dancers turned 21, right? Like it was his 21st birthday. And then she did 21 during the 22 instead of 22.
Did she sing 21 or did she just do 21 with the fingers?
No, I think it was just the fingers, because that's what she usually does. I think that's what they were referring to, because she normally does the 22 with the fingers, but she's also done other numbers too during that. So I think that's what they're referring to, because she has changed that before. I forget what for.
I think she did 33 at some point.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Was it right before she turned 34, maybe? I don't know.
I think so. I can't remember the context for it.
Yeah. Oh, right. And then merch was dropped. Lyric merch was dropped a couple days ago. On Friday, I think. And it all looked really cool, but I can't buy any.
I kind of tweeted about this, but I really wish that she dropped it all at once so I could have actually bought, spent my money on the ones that were what I actually want, because I was like, oh, this is the only merch that's gonna come out, and I bought the ones I liked from the very first drop, and then I was like, I don't have any more money to buy any of these other drops now. But
maybe you'll get a chance later on. I don't know. They do sometimes restock.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people, I have seen some discourse though that some people were not happy with the lyrics that were chosen or whatever, and
I've seen a lot about the lyrics, and I've seen a lot about how the designs, the big designs, are on the back of the t-shirts, which I didn't even notice when I first saw them. I thought it was the front. A lot of people have problems with the designs being on the back for they wear jackets all the time, and or their hair is gonna be covering it, or I actually saw someone bring up people in wheelchairs, their design's gonna be on the back.
Well, I feel like that was to be more subtle though, because that is a way that it can be more
I saw a lot of 50-50. Some people love designs on the back like that, and some people hate it. So I don't know.
But I also saw
can't make everyone happy.
Being criticized for what they chose to be
the lyrics,
and I don't know, I like all the lyrics from the Tortured Poets, so I would be happy with any of the lyrics.
A lot of people wanted I cry a lot but I'm so productive on something. That would have been a really fun one to have on there. I forget the other ones that people were saying.
Sin was another one that people were wanting really bad,
and people really wanted biker shorts with mine on the thigh.
Yeah, see,
I saw that a lot.
Guilty as Sin is one of the biggest fan favorites. So that's the one that people always argue for.
Which is really interesting because it really was not one of my favorite. Like, it kind of had to grow on me.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I vibed with it, but it wasn't my immediate, I love this song one. It wasn't my very, very top when I first listened to it. I just vibed to it, and it was just kind of like, oh, this is fun.
Like, people are mad that it's not on the set list. Like, that's the one that people are mad about with Tortured Poets.
You know what? I am obsessed with the Tortured Poets set.
Me too.
I think it's perfect. I think
chose the song. It really makes sense production-wise, you know.
I do think a whole tour for the Tortured Poets would have been even better, though, because then she could have just played, like,
all of them.
More of the album. Like, the whole album would have been super. But, like, I would love to see her perform the entire Tortured Poets in a set production style instead of just all on the acoustic, because I think she could do so much with so many of the other songs.
Yeah.
And she picked the song she picked for a reason.
Yeah.
So you have to consider that as well.
Right. This happened a couple nights ago during Would've, Could've, Should've. Someone needed help, and so she kept playing, and she was just like, so she was in the middle of playing the song, and then she saw that they needed help, and so she stopped singing, but she was still playing the guitar.
Yeah, like she was just strumming it.
Yeah, and she pointed out that they needed help, and then she was like, I could do this all night. I don't know, like, how she sang it.
Yeah, she was like, I'm just gonna keep not
singing. I'm just gonna keep playing, and I could do this all night, and all
like,
that.
They need help over there.
But then, right after that happened, she went back to playing the song after they got help, and then she had to stop again because then her hand started cramping, and so she got a hand cramp, and she had to take a minute to like massage her hand. And
the theory is it's potentially because of how cold it is in Edinburgh, and right before this she is holding on to a metal pole during the Tortured Poets department, and potentially that caused her hand to cramp because now she's wearing gloves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that is why people are speculating the gloves just randomly appeared in the Tortured Poets set.
In the next show, she was seen with black gloves.
Which we do have pictures of. We'll have all of that in the outfit section when Jess has some time to put them all in there.
Yeah.
I was doing that now while I was sitting here.
Okay, yeah. So if anybody listening has good photos of especially the 1989 combos.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the green top with the blue skirt and the blue top with the purple skirt. I cannot find clear photos of them as of right now.
And another reminder to join our lovely Discord, because we have so many different channels that you can go and see all this stuff in. And also, for those of you that are in our Discord, you might not have seen that it's been updated recently, and you have to choose an album in order to get full access. So you
can select multiple albums.
Yes, you can select multiple albums. And if you're not a Swiftie, but you are a friend of a Swiftie and you're in our Discord, just pick whichever one you randomly, whatever. But,
whatever color you like.
Yeah, whatever color you like, or whatever symbol you like, or whatever.
And if you're in our Discord and you have a role and you still can't see things, please DM me and let me know, because I keep fixing it and it keeps undoing it. So
Discord is weird like that sometimes. So we apologize for the technical issues that have been going on in our Discord, but we've been trying to
get them fixed as of right now.
As they're being noticed, they're getting fixed, but sometimes we don't notice them right away. So please let us know if you can't see, for instance, the community section or the Eras Tour fashion section, or especially the links for our episodes, those guides, because that's one of the main reasons you probably joined. So especially if you can't see those, please DM Jess. Yeah. Anyway, and join, because it's fun. Join our Discord.
I was going to say, speaking of Discord, thank you to Bex in our Discord for linking me to their Eras Tour photos for 1989. I did find some of the combos there I was looking for.
Nice. Yay! That is awesome. And thank you so much if you have chosen a album a role in our Discord, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We see you. And we're very happy to have you there. And then, I don't know what this is. For the train again? Scott?
We did.
Scott? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. They tweeted out on their official page a Scott Rails tailor-made transport. So I think that is referencing the
train.
The but that was the sign, and they tweeted that from their official account. So I thought... And they tagged, it said, look what you made us do, and tagged Taylor Swift, which, Reputation lyrics, I don't know.
People like Reputation lyrics.
There's so many good lyrics in there. So, I mean, and then Edinburgh also had the tortured poets projected on the side of the Edinburgh Castle.
That was really cool.
Which was pretty cool. They did a lot. And then, I don't know if this is super relevant, but Jack Antonoff produced Sabrina's new song, which is pretty good. I really liked it. But people thought that he was in the music video. He is not. If you look in the credits, the person in the trunk is not Jack Antonoff. So I've seen quite a few people spreading that around, and it is not him.
So
he just produced it.
I had a moment this weekend where I was like, oh, whatever happened to that band Fun? And I looked it up and found out, well, yeah, one of the members of Fun was Jack.
What?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Come again.
Yeah, the band Fun that sings We Are Young. I was like, oh, whatever happened to
who
them?
they are.
Yeah, one of them was Jack Antonoff.
I did not know this.
One of them was coming out with a solo album, and I can't remember what the other one was doing, but I was just like, well, never mind, I know what happened to that band Fun. That was a revelation I had. We were watching Name That Tune, and one of the songs was We Were Young. I'm like, what happened to that band? So I looked it up and was like, okay, I know what happened to that band. Never mind. Revelation, I needed to give it to other people because I was shocked.
Sorry, I'm actually, like, I really liked their music, but I never looked up pictures of them, so I never put it together.
I didn't know
and
either.
I looked up their pictures, and I'm like,
know what they
that
look
is
like. I
I
really liked their music, too. I listened to quite a few of their songs. So it's like,
yeah, that's why I was like, I was shook. I needed other people to know what I discovered, because it was like, what?
Yeah, it says Nate is working on solo album, Andrew's scoring films, and Jack is on tour working on Bleacher's music, and that was their last message on their website. So I guess now Jack is producing a lot of really popular music. It's funny because when Sabrina's new song came out, everyone was like, I recognize those synths anywhere. And they looked up and they were like, of course it's Jack. So that was kind of funny. Oh yes, Travis was spotted. I don't know where this was, but he was spotted wearing a So High School bracelet. But I guess the comment read that a little girl gave it to him as he walked into whatever this event is. I don't know what event it was. But
I don't know either.
If you can recognize it.
Oh, I think that was when he was playing baseball, but I don't know why. I don't know what event it was.
He's not a baseball player. What?
I saw a clip of him. I saw a clip of him playing
baseball and basketball also, which is why during So High School she does the basketball motion. He did all three sports in high school.
Oh.
Because, okay, I saw someone else.
Yeah, the You Know How to Ball.
It was the home run derby celebrity softball event. That's what it was. And he won.
She posted a clip of him playing baseball, and she said, oh, it was Kristen. Perfectly Fine 89 on Twitter. She said something like, I'm sorry, Taylor, but I've always been a baseball person, and that hit was hot, or something like that. So I knew there was some sort of baseball related to that event.
Okay, this last bit. So there was a new TV spot for Deadpool 3, and in it we got a glimpse at Lady Deadpool, and now there is some speculation that potentially it is Taylor. Personally, I think it might be Blake. It was a silent introduction of Lady Deadpool.
I need to watch
just a glimpse of her. I think it might be Blake. People are thinking it's Taylor, though.
You know what would be sick is if Blake is Lady Deadpool and Taylor's the Dazzler.
That's my running theory.
That would be awesome.
Because they've both been pretty heavily involved in the advertising of the new movie.
Yeah, the way also though that Lady Deadpool is introduced is very Reputation of the Eras Tour, where you see the boots walking forward as it pans up her.
Oh.
Which is why people were speculating that it's potentially Taylor. I think it's Blake though, and I think Taylor's Dazzler, but we will see. I already have my tickets.
Oh, and then one more thing I want to mention is that last night, again, she had to try and get people help. They're trying to get them water while she was performing. And I forget what song it was, but it was like earlier in the show.
It was All Too Well.
Right. Yes. I thought it was sometime during Red. Yeah. It was during All Too Well. Like she skipped over some lines because she was trying to get them water. And then she went back. See, the thing with the Europe shows is that they're different than ours. Is the floor is actually like a mosh pit. And so there's a bunch of bodies together, and so it's even more important that people get water and stuff because they're just like all crowded in the room.
I'm glad she's doing it, but I really don't think it should be normalized that
she has to do it.
Like that happens. I remember this happening as often in concerts like before.
So I can tell you why it's happening more now with the artist is the one pointing it out is because we had that incident where a fan died.
Yes.
They were essentially trampled to death because the artist didn't see anything. Well, didn't say anything. They did see. The artist does have the best view. Security can't really see over everyone's heads.
Overhead, yeah.
I just remember hearing about as many like tragedies and stuff at concerts in general, like years ago before COVID and stuff. Like that did it just not happen, or was it just not talked about?
It happened. It just wasn't talked about as much.
I also feel like since COVID, everyone coming back to events and stuff, people are not being as like
cautious,
respectful, and like
that's what I'm saying, right? Like it just seems like it's more of a newer issue. I can't think of the
right word, but not really. They're not really
etiquette.
Paying attention as much to their surroundings.
I also saw someone point out that there's people they camp out at the lines to try and get a good spot. They don't go to the bathroom because they don't want to miss anything, which means they don't hydrate because they don't want to have to go to the bathroom, and they're not eating and stuff.
Speaking of
which is you should be preparing.
That also has
properly.
To do with the whole mosh pit type of floor situation because the shows in the US, the floor, we actually have seats assigned, so we don't have to do that.
I think it was at last night's show. Someone peed themselves.
Please go to the washroom, please.
Yeah.
If you're going to any concert, please hydrate and eat and go to the washroom. Like, I saw a thing that said someone peed in the pit, like on the
that's
ground.
what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's unhygienic, and that's a biohazard for everybody around you.
And a slip hazard.
Like, there's so many problems with that. Don't do that,
just
please.
Making me think of the baby on the floor at the other concert.
Oh my god. And like, please don't wear diapers. Don't do that either. That's gross and also unhygienic and irritating. You're gonna have like rashes, and you're gonna be putting the people beside you in this position where they now have that biohazard. They're smelling that, and nobody wants that. Please just take care of yourselves. It's just a concert. I know that it's Taylor Swift, but there are times that there's transitions and things. Like, please.
Yeah. This is one reason you should know the set list before you go, because then you can plan it out.
Yes.
Plan out when you could take a break if you wanted to.
Yeah, if there's a song that you don't care as much about.
I had a plan in mind, but then I didn't end up having to need to, because I went right before. I went a half hour before she was supposed to be on, because I thought there might be a
Ghost
line.
during the openers.
I didn't go until I got home, but that's because I used to work in theater and I was a stage manager, and when my body hits a certain amount of adrenaline, I no longer need to use the bathroom.
Yeah, that's kind of me too.
Yeah, know your body. If you don't have to go, that's different. But if you have to go, please go.
You should have a plan in mind in case. So
yes,
that's
and you should be hydrating. Don't not drink water or eat to try and prevent having to go to the washroom, because then you're gonna be risking passing out and then missing the rest of the show entirely, and you don't want that either. So just please take care of yourself. It's so sad.
I think that is all the news. We got you all updated.
It only took a little longer than we planned.
And next time we should be diving back into the lyrics finally. We're so sorry.
Unless something happens.
Yeah, unless something happens, because it is the 13th before then. So, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, and the show is starting now. It's probably the opener.
Paramore's on stage right now. We have 30 minutes before Taylor goes on stage.
I'm not going to watch that much of this one, which makes me sad because I do have plans. I'm going to be having a hard time not being on my phone.
I'm going to film Paladin building a shed.
Oh. So yeah, definitely join our Discord, follow us on socials, and please let us know if you have questions or comments or topics you'd like us to discuss or whatever. Please let us know. Just reach out, because it would be nice to start answering questions or something.
And like Jess said, we're still looking for certain pictures of outfits. If you have any, drop them in one of the channels and just tag Jess in it, and she'll be able to add them to the outfit guide.
Yeah, and go check out our outfit guide, and also post pics of your merch. I still need to do that too myself. I was going to do that, but
I have to take pictures of all my stuff.
That's what I forgot to update.
I've got them all nicely displayed in the shelf now. Those two shelves are all Taylor stuff.
So yeah, and we'll be back next week with hopefully more lyric discussions, but we'll have to see about Taylor, what she has to say for us. Talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.